They had no construction background, no contractor, just two people in their 40s with two kids. They had some YouTube videos and a jackhammer that they bought on sale for under $200. Let's talk about what it actually takes.
Those two structures by each other, so we're digging 8 footings.
Nice. I love it. Is the soil pretty hard?
Yes, yes it is. That Arizona, it's like clay, so we're doing pickaxes. And I mean, once you get down a few inches, a pointed shovel works okay. We actually just bought a small jackhammer because I was like, this is ridiculous. And that makes it a lot easier.
Wow, that does look very hard.
Well, so right there, you're looking at more of the pool that we found because that's the shallow end. So there were steps there, and that's really what pushed us over the edge to buy the jackhammer.
That's a pose.
Yeah, that's marked to dig out. And then we have a pile of rock in the way for some of the others because we're still kind of like working on the sunken fire pit area as well, kind of leveling that out.
What they didn't know when they started their yard was hiding something. It was hiding an old pool, leaving a massive void underground. That changed everything about how they had to handle the drainage.
Obviously, if that ever does fill up, is there an overfill, or is there even a scare of that happening?
So the fail safe is that big pipe right there. We're basically going to cut that off and cap it, and it's going to be underneath the decorative gravel. And then if we ever needed to, we could drop a sump pump down there and pump it out.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, I think you've thought through everything on that.
Most people don't think about drainage until water is standing in their yard. Krista had mapped out a drainage solution before the first block went in because we talk about it a lot in our membership. That's the difference between a yard that looks good and one that actually works. You gotta think about the underground. You gotta think about the drainage, the electrical, the gas, the water. You gotta make sure all of your underground is thought through and ready before you start to build.
For the sunken fire pit is because, as you know from our past, we've had some issues with drainage, and we had that big pool underneath our yard, which is now gone, and it looks like what that picture is right there. So under that gravel, it's 8 feet deep, like a big pit, and we're basically using this pit to drain our entire yard. So now we're going to build the sunken fire pit with the seat walls all around, very much like the pictures you've done on your YouTube videos. Kind of copied some of yours because I really liked them. On the right hand side of the picture, those are the steps that we're going to build to come right down in there. We're building basically 4 sides of a retaining wall. We're concerned a little bit about drainage, being able to get down into that big nice drainage pit. So on the edge of those stairs, we're going to put a drainage trench right at the very top of the stairs by step 5.
Okay.
And then we're going to run a pipe that goes straight down and straight underneath there and drain into the pit to catch the water coming towards the fire pit, going under it and then into that big pit. Is that okay?
So would it be like right here is what you're thinking? It'll be like a surface drain?
Yeah, like those drainage trenches you've shown us before. I bought one of those, and then we'll just run a 4-inch pipe under it. And it'll go down under the stairs into the main area of the fire pit.
See if I can see.
Oh, right there. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. So it's a surface drain.
Yeah, it's like a elongated trench drain. I just can't draw it in 3D.
No, you did a great job.
That's it.
Okay, I love it. So basically you're gonna bury it. So as you're walking towards the step, are you gonna be able to see anything, or is it gonna be rock that you're gonna walk over?
We kind of didn't want to be able to see it. That whole middle, it's like an 8 foot by 8 foot square. Gonna be open gravel with a fire pit in the middle of it.
Oh, it's open gravel.
Yeah, we're gonna put some weed barrier down and then just put decorative landscape gravel as our floor.
That's amazing. Okay, yeah, that's great. Sometimes that weed barrier or the geotextile fabric doesn't allow water to drain through it really fast. So you want to get something where water can flow through it pretty easily. There's so many different geo fabrics out there that you should be able to get one that allows water through it efficiently.
Okay, we actually bought it. We saw a bunch of YouTube videos about it, and so we made sure to get I forget which one it is, woven or non-woven, but it's very breathable and water can go right through it.
The sunken fire pit was the most ambitious element of this project. Retaining walls on all 4 sides a gravel floor, drainage underneath, and hardscape lighting tucked under a 2-inch Hearthstone overhang.
I don't think I would have ever even thought to try to do a sunken fire pit in my tiny little Arizona yard. I never would have imagined. And the outdoor kitchen we're going to do, not in a million years would it have been as nice as I think it's going to turn out without this group. It's quite amazing. Like, and we are DIY, like straight up, no experience. We don't do any of this for a living.
If there's one part of this process that Krista described as the most overwhelming, not the masonry, not the structures, it was getting the ground level before a single paver went down. Because once it's down, it's down.
Now we have these 1-inch metal poles that we're going to put on the ground.
Yep, that's
and
good.
They should be at the right elevation at this point. We'll double check them and we'll just scrape the sand on top of that.
So that's great. I'm sure your money on that, but it is so hard. They're totally measuring and there's string lines going all over the place constantly. It's a lot of work.
It's probably, as weird as it is, like the masonry was hard, but this has been the most overwhelming part for me personally, because I'm just so afraid we're going to get it wrong. Because if you mess it up, once we start laying pavers, it is where it is. And we're kind of screwed. Yeah. So, but we feel pretty good about it. We've worked really hard for the last several weeks on it.
I'm sure you're money. It's gonna be perfect. Watch. It's perfect. All of that preparation paid off in the most satisfying way. Months of grading and compacting, and then the pavers went down in a single week. Well, man, I love the pavers. Good job. Can I ask how that all went?
Yeah, you know what? The prep work, I feel like, has taken months to grade and slope, and then get the 3/8 minus and grade and slope. But doing all that diligently, we have gotten all those pavers down in a week. And I just couldn't believe how fast it actually went when we went to do it this way. So it has been really encouraging.
Here's what I want you to notice. Krista, she didn't just figure this out alone. She came to the live calls with questions. She posted photos and she got feedback. She had a community of people who had already been through the same problems. That support system is what turns, I don't know if I can do this, into pavers going down in a week. That's the power of the membership. The doors do close Sunday, May 31st. I'd love to welcome you into the community before the doors close.
We took a whole day and we got everything out and we put everything in place, and we were just so nervous to start this because we were so afraid we were going to make a fatal error at the very beginning. So we got everything out and just physically put it there and visually wrapped our heads around it, and then we went for it.
Yeah. And you're nailing it from what I see, right? You
I
guys,
think so.
Everything you've done is you think and measure twice or 3 times, and then
I did it like 55 times. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing and I'm so paranoid.
The outdoor kitchen was a final major build, and they approached it exactly the way they approached everything else. They spent a full day just setting all the stone out without attaching a single piece of stone, visualizing it, adjusting it, then committing.
The sides are lower because we're going to have to do angle iron. Yeah, so we really tried to plan, which is why we spent like a whole day just hashing over it together to make sure we were thinking of everything.
That's great. And like Tim said, it's good motivation for others to see what you've done here. It's just very motivating.
Thank you. I honestly, a year ago, I just wouldn't have even thought we could have done that ourselves. Like, I've been motivated by this group, and like the confidence of having your help it's priceless.
The countertop decision was one of the few moments where I pushed back hard. They wanted to go a direction that I knew they would regret in an Arizona summer. To their credit, they listened, and they thanked me for it later. I'm so in love with this story. This is the best.
And right at the end, that's it. That's the actual slab, Micah. I actually posted the story of our Zoom call on this for people to see because
thank you.
We were discouraged by the whole thing and feeling unsure. And I know we pushed back on you a little bit, but I kid you not, the next day we both were like, we have to listen to Micah.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy with this. They had this in stock and we love it.
I think it's going to tie everything together for all the colors too. You know, I think that's the right choice.
We're happy with it. And honestly, Micah, after we chose it, we had those samples sitting outside. We went out and touched them about midday, and the black one was extremely hot.
Yeah.
This one was not so much. So you were absolutely right. And I can't wait to get them installed.
One thing I've learned over the years of doing this, the people who finish are the ones who have a plan and someone in their corner when things get hard. If you're watching this and thinking, I want to do something like this, but I don't know where to start. Well, that's exactly what I built this membership for. You don't have to figure it out alone. The doors do close Sunday, May 31st at midnight. I would love to see you in the community before those doors close. Every year that I do this, people come knocking afterwards and I say, sorry, you're going to have to wait until the next membership opens. So please take action. I'd love to see you within the community. Have a good night. There's a link below. In the final video, you're going to see the finish line. You're going to see the first party that they had in their new backyard and what 18 months of work actually feels like. See you on the next video.